Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Noodles, and we are on the TYPE88 Show, where we talk to people about how they turn their dreams into reality. And this man right here, he's full of creativity and surprises. I didn't even know he was a dad. He just told me like a minute ago. He looks 15 years younger than me, and
You're too kind, too kind.
he's he's keeping people fresh in multiple ways, whether it's cutting their hair, styling them up, and he's just out here trying to make the world a better place. So I just want to welcome
Exactly.
Louis Burgos to the Type 88 Show. What's up, man?
What's up? First and foremost, thank you for having me. This is pretty dope what you guys do. And yeah, man, I'm just like, hey, I'm on the Type 88 show. I'm on the Type 88 show. Let's get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So you've been so maybe you could kind of tell us where you started, where you grew up.
I grew up in the Bronx, actually. Yeah, I was there to about third grade. My father lived in every borough. Like he just kind of like, I don't like it here. We're moving here. I don't like it here. We're moving here. And we just kept moving. Um, Finally landed in Staten Island, and I haven't left. Been here 22 years now. So yeah, definitely that was a blessing, definitely, because Staten Island embraced us, and kind of love it here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like so much culture, so many people, parking. You can't go wrong with all that.
No,
Amazing
hey,
food.
no, yeah, definitely that alternate street parking in the city and all them boroughs was terrible. Over here, just pull up right in my driveway. I don't got to worry about.
So yeah, so that's a jump of a couple of bridges being in the Bronx to Shaolin. Maybe you could kind of tell us about how growing up in the Bronx at an early age impacted you, because I know that's the birthplace of hip hop. There's so much
Yes.
culture there. So maybe tell us a little bit about kind of growing up, your childhood, maybe how hip hop and fashion kind of influenced you.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of I used to just see from my window. They used to listen to the boombox right down the street. Everyone breakdancing right there with the cardboard. Like everyone thinks that's just for the movies and all that. No, that was real. That was real. People used to just pull them out and just bust it out right there. And I used to just like see that all the time. My cousins were big break dancers, so I started first with the dance. Um, and moved on from there, started going to all these different clubs as I was growing up because hip hop was always around me. And I just started to embrace it more and more. I ran into like people who wanted to be MCs and walking around in the village and listening to all these people rap, being in the ciphers. And it was just like, you 90s, hello, like we from the same generation. Like
Yeah.
that's what all that stuff was like really coming into fusion. I think like it was just taking off. Like
Yeah.
it was there already in the 80s, and people were embracing it, and it was moving. Like with movies like what's that, Breaking 1, 2, and 3, and
Mm.
all those different hip hop movies going on.
Oh yeah,
And
man.
it just took off from there, I think. Like and then that's when hip hop is just like became, I was just like hip hop. Started calling me Mellofello because I was just like this mellow dude, just like walking around the streets, just having a good time. That things you don't see happening anymore in this generation, and I think it's kind of sad, to be honest. From what I see, when I see my cousins, my little cousins, my little nieces go through, is it's a different vibe,
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. To grow up in the '90s during the hip hop, like I've kind of had to rewind because when it was the '90s for me, I was like 11, and
Right.
I didn't really have anyone telling me, "Yo, man, check out this Built for Cuban Links. Go get this Illmatic." So I kind of had to live
Yeah.
the '90s, probably in the 2000s. I had to kind of, and I still continue
Okay.
to like time warp myself and go back to the '90s pretty often. Um, But during the 90s, I was so young, I was lucky to get an album by like Puff Daddy.
Right.
You know, to even let my parents to approve that. I didn't have like an older sibling to be
I
like,
got
yo,
you.
like when I was older, my brother had Biggie and now he had the whole Nas collection and everything
Exactly.
lined up
Yeah.
for him when he was 4. But when I was
Okay.
11, 12, I was like I had to fight to even get Puff Daddy albums. Like, "Ma, I want this can't." I remember I had to like not arm wrestle her, but it was like I had to like unlock Da Vinci's Code to get a Can't Nobody Hold Me Down single. And I was like, "Ma, they're
Wow.
not saying nothing," but she's like, and I was
Because they had the explicit stuff on it, right? They weren't selling
yeah.
it right away.
And I was
That's
like
right.
9. I was 9 at 10. And she's like, I had no money. I couldn't just access stuff the way we could now, going on YouTube and just
Right now, bam, songs right there.
anything. Yeah, yeah. I had to be like, Ma, Dad, could you get me the single, "What You Want" by Mace? And they're like, well, what?
Wow.
My dad was in his zone. Like, he was just like, oh, whatever. Just ask your mom. That was like his thing.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, just ask mom.
And my mom was mad protective of me. And I'd be like, come on. I was
Okay,
like, I'm not going to do what they're saying. And then I was like, oh, good. All right. But I always had
that's
to
what's up.
like unlock a code to get like a hard ass video game or a hard ass song.
Well,
So
you
my
figured
net.
out that code, so you know what I mean. Like that's a good thing.
So yeah, so I kind of had to find the 90s back in the day. But yeah, it's so different now. Like the culture, the hip hop, there's a lot of fast hip hop now where, and a lot has
I,
changed. It's influenced by internet and
I
so many things.
definitely like I was the guy that was like waiting online like Sam Goodies. I don't know if people even remember Sam Goodies. You know, that waiting online to get the Nas album, the Nas when Illmatic first came out and
All night.
Biggie. I was at Palladium when Biggie showed up. Like I've been in
Sick.
things like that. Like we were in it, like really, really in it. When Fat Beats closed down over in the village, we were there for that. When they were rocking out that last time,
Mm,
everybody, all the DJs out there. So it's definitely a time where it was like, are we ever gonna see that again?
yeah.
I don't, I, I feel like I was blessed enough to be able to be a part of that time because honestly, this generation right now, I just don't see it. I don't see that connection. I don't see that unity, like hip hop's unity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't see that in this generation of hip hop. I don't see the unity. I don't
Okay.
see everyone trying to help each other.
Mm,
That to me, that's really big, and it's just like being in the arts now. I think that when I'm looking out there trying to connect, it's still not that unity anymore, like it
yeah.
was back
Yeah.
then. That's a lost art too. I just don't see it.
It's definitely it's tricky now, right? Because there's so many variables. It's like your friend you grew up with is now famous on TikTok, and
Right.
I'm not saying this is just an example, but his social currency is a little bit different to do a favor because now he's getting $500 to do a favor, to not even do favors. So he's
Right.
kind of locked into this. Well, if I do a favor for this, then I got to do. So then it becomes like a standard. So it's tricky, like because everyone's
Yeah,
almost a
yeah.
brand now,
Right. A
or
brand,
and then it's
exactly.
like you have to. It's tricky to kind of just be good and nice to everyone just cuz. And I think growing up in the 90s or early, in the beginning of hip hop, I wasn't there. But from
Right,
what I
right.
see, it was just like, all right, you bring the crates, you bring this, you bring that.
Right. The connection, the unity.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
were
but
all there to have a good time.
yeah, yeah. And what I love now too though, like people are throwing down hard. They're going to Rolling Loud, they're going to Ultra. There's all these huge festivals. So it's like it's just been magnified. And I don't know if you've ever been to like have you ever been to like Made in America or Rolling Loud or
No.
any of that stuff?
Rolling Loud, no. I've
Okay.
definitely heard of it, but I never been to it. No,
Or like
I've been to
EDC.
more like Summer Jam or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
But
So if you go to like a festival, I feel like you'll get that feeling back, even though it's
mm,
blown really out of proportion, where like
okay.
it's a lot more than Fat Beats in terms of people. But
Oh,
the festival scene, you feel the unity, and it'll be different because they're people that could probably be your kids. So like
right.
age wise,
That's
like
true.
so the way they think, what they have, their social media, they move different than us. But I think you'll feel it
Yeah.
if you go to like if you go to Rolling Loud, if you go to Made in America or Ezoo.
I need that. Yeah, that's sort of like my whole thing with Staten Island, where I do a lot about the nightlife, and I'm out there looking for that too, looking for that, like why we don't have more of this,
Yeah, yeah, of
because I kind of feel like Staten Island, we're New York too, we're hip hop
course.
too, also. So why we don't have, or is our representatives not doing enough to reach out, to be able to bring that to Staten Island? I hear
Yeah,
things
yeah,
and I'm just kind of like, damn, why we don't got that over here? Let's bring that over
yeah,
here.
yeah.
We got venues, and I would love to rock out to like we had one time Mr. Cheeks came to Eve Ultra.
Oh yeah,
That was dope, and I was just like, this is dope. Like, okay,
yeah.
let's get more of this.
So I actually it's weird. As much as I try to stay out of the business of lots of things, I know lots of people in organizations who have businesses, who are artists, who are on the business side of it, and they always
Nice.
kind of vent to me. And
Okay.
from what I've heard, people have tried to do concerts, they've tried to do things, and the numbers were below mediocre.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
when you look at the track record and you're like, oh, we had Killa Cam at Dock Street and 40 people came, or
Hmm.
oh, we had Chic Luch at Eve and 50 people came, and then the promoters are coming out of pocket and they're taking L's financially.
Hmm.
It's different because
It
those are
is. You are taking L's. Yeah, at that
the
point.
promoters are like putting on for the culture, but then
Hmm.
the who's consuming it, right? And then like I've seen Snoop. I saw Snoop at Eve Ultra Lounge and it was
Wow,
dope,
that's dope.
but
Okay.
there were 70 people there. Like
And that's
70
Eve's a
people.
pretty big spot.
Bro,
That's like nothing.
70 people?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I've been to
That's
Eve.
the bar.
I performed at Eve with my boy Paul Mars and my brother back
Okay.
like over a decade ago, and we had 70 people there from us.
Nice.
So like how awesome does something have to be for people to come, bro? I went
I
to
don't get that.
it so and then it's like, all right, I'm a promoter, I'm gonna go to Brooklyn. 2,000 people came to Knitting Factory and
No
all right,
problem.
all right.
Like that.
We'll
So
just
this brings up my whole thing. Like, what is it that I guess people don't want to travel into Staten Island to party,
that
you
could
know,
that could be
or
a
they
factor
rather
for sure.
just drive down to Atlantic City.
It's yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky for like concert nightlife stuff. It's more like hangout, bar, party, pool vibes.
My
Um,
father calls it he says, we are the sleepy borough. Don't wake us up. We like it quiet like this. And I'm like, ah.
yeah,
Well, okay, being in the nightlife and all that, I feel that venues suffer if they can't. What about the businesses that are here that are trying to bring something here for the culture? What
yeah,
about those people? They have families. They're trying to do the same thing. I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
unfortunately, I know a couple of businesses who suffered really, really hard during COVID, and
yeah,
they weren't doing great prior to COVID. They were just getting by,
yeah.
So I sympathize with that because these people got families, and they're just trying to do something good for the community, bring
Yep.
some kind of life to Staten Island.
Yep.
And but when I hear what you just said, 70 people show up to a venue, yeah, the
That's tough.
promoter's taking a hit on that. That's definitely an L right there. So that's a tough one. That's
Yeah, and but Stan's great for food.
oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
just I don't think it's known as a tourist attraction the way Brooklyn, Manhattan. So
Mm-hmm.
St. George Theater, they put on some really good shows.
Yes, I heard about St. George Theater. My kids actually go to theater. They all into that.
Yeah,
So they went to the St. George Theater. They got
yeah,
like books from like Justin Timberlake on his way up and stuff like that. So
yeah.
pretty cool stuff they did there. Yeah.
So there's pockets of stuff, but if you want like the hip hop shows, it's just like where was I? I saw KRS-One and Rakim at St. George. That was super lit. But that
Wow.
took months of promotion and it was amazing. That was at St. George and that was
You
truly
think it's
history in the making.
you think it's lack of promoting? Like what
No,
I
no,
just don't.
so they put in months of promotion and it did work.
Hmm.
From what I saw, it worked out well. They had a lot of people. It was packed out. Everyone had a great
Hmm.
time and it was a special night. Um
Yeah. Karis one. Yeah,
oh
definitely.
yeah. It was a dope evening. So yeah, it's it's tricky to kind of make it a hip hop culture venue space, but we got the food on lock here. We got so many other good
The
things.
food is on lock. I guess
Yeah,
I guess we got to work with what we have, right?
yeah,
At
yeah.
some point, yeah.
And
Well,
like,
down
bro,
by Bay Street, I think that place is really starting to pick up a lot.
which one?
There's some venues down there that are really Winwood. I don't know if you ever been.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is
Spot's
really
good.
gaining a lot of attention.
Yeah,
A lot of party life down there.
yeah. Nah, that's real, man. But yeah, I've been there a few times. The food was really good. Pasta Vino, that was really
Nice.
good.
Okay.
Right
I go for
next
the
door.
brunch. Sunday
Okay,
brunch.
nice.
That's the new thing, right? We're old enough that we can party during the day and then get up for work on Monday.
That's real. That's real, man. So maybe let's bring it back a little bit. You were talking about growing up in the Bronx.
Hmm.
You completely started. You were in a whole different career, right? What were you doing when you? Because you started off. What was that in sales or something? Maybe you could tell us a little bit more
Well,
about that. Like, because now you're in a whole different industry.
yeah, absolutely. I started with commodities actually. I worked for stockbrokers for 20 years. Um,
Wow.
when uh when the when the world decided to go completely electronic with trading, they kind of phased out all the positions. It was in 2012. They just kind of like about what was it, like 5,000 people got laid off that October or something like that. And it was just like a trickle down effect. Everyone was just getting, well, we don't need you anymore because we don't need this anymore. We don't need that anymore. So that just three people just knocked right off there because it just went down the trail and it just went side by side trading. So when that happened, I had to, reinvent myself. I went into sales. I went to school first at CSI. Then I went into sales at Tiffany's, 59th Street, 57th Street. And then I started to continue with my sales career over there. And now I'm in an interior design firm on 59th Street where we sell carpets to celebrities, actresses and actors and really high profile people. Like I recently did Jerry Seinfeld's carpet. Oh, he just did an area rug, but that was pretty interesting. We don't get to meet them all the time because
Yeah.
it's more like the designer comes in, the designer picks out the look, and we connect with the designer.
Cool.
One person came in. What's his Leroy Cohen from
Oh yeah.
Def Jam?
Yep.
He
Yep.
came in one time by himself, just walking around. We're all like, "Is that Leroy Cohen? No way!" And it was him. He was shopping for a rug. He didn't buy one, but he was, he looked around, didn't
Okay.
like take pictures or anything like that. Don't go up to them. Don't say anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You just
But that
gotta
was
keep
a
it chill.
pretty cool. Yeah, can't get star studded.
Nah.
Definitely
Nah.
not.
That's cool,
But
man.
that
So
that
yeah.
was sort of what I had to do. I had to navigate into sales. I love it,
Yeah.
and it allows me to be my creative side with my arts, with my designs, and because I have the time, or I'm around creativity all the time, so I get to always absorb that.
Nah. That's the best, man. Just being around creative people, and then being in a like a kind of a corporate heavy environment where it's like you're dealing with responsible client, like you have to hit
Oh
these
yeah,
you have to do these things and get these things, but it's good to be at working with people at those levels,
absolutely. You
you
learn a
know.
lot.
Yeah.
I think that's important, and pay attention to what's going on because you can learn a lot.
And here you are, you're doing your own, you have your own brand,
Yes,
so maybe you could talk about the transition, or even just kind of the birth of it, where the what's the name mean and all that good stuff.
yeah, absolutely. So my brand is the birth of it. I started in 2013 with a regular clothing brand. My first brand was Vita NYC. Um, that was just kind of life, life in New York. Did really well. I was doing really good with that, but I decided to, move on my own. I was working with my partner, and he moved to California, and we kind of like dropped the brand and just moved on.
Yeah.
Then I was like, hey, all right, it's time for the Mellofello, which is me. I said, all right, I'm a brand myself. I started doing Mellofello. Pretty good out here in Staten Island. A lot of people know Mellofello. I was doing pretty well, pretty good for a while, but I had a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Nike tried to sue me
Oh
for
snap.
the name Mello
Oh.
from Carmelo Anthony.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They actually called me Nike representatives, and I'm like, who is this?
That,
And then just started telling me all these legal stuff, and then I found out it was Nike. So I had to drop the name.
yeah.
That was and I wasn't in no position to
Oh
continue pursuing that, so I just kind of like dropped the name there.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
Deem is my new brand. This is me. Um, it means community in Greek. I started to during COVID, actually, I started to feel like we needed to come together. I felt like the only way to get past all this was for all of us to be a community and just stick through it. There was times where we had to run to someone's house because they needed tea or something because they ran out of lemon to make for their tea or
Yeah.
something. Dealing with the pandemic, you couldn't get to the store. The
Yep.
elderly. So to
Yeah.
me, I was just sitting there one day and I was just like, everything was going on. I thought it was like, oh my gosh, the end of the world, it's gonna happen, blah blah blah. But I said community. I want something with community,
Love it.
and I I pivoted my brand. Basically, I wanted to be more positive based. It's a Greek inspiration, but it's hip hop based. That is where I got the idea.
That's real.
Thank you, thank you.
That's beautiful, man. Your community is just everything to me. So I
Absolutely.
completely agree. And that's cool to even know what, because I saw that and I didn't know what the meaning was. So now I like it even more.
Thank you.
And hip hop is just the core, right? Like that's how we grew up. That's
Exactly.
the what we breathe. Like that was the air we breathed when we were, even
Yeah,
now
we're,
to
we're a
this day.
community.
Yeah,
Hip hop is a community. If you don't, I think if you don't understand hip hop as a community, then you don't get hip hop.
of course.
It's supposed to be together. We're doing this together. You know, there's enough to go around. Let's build, let's connect, let's build friendships. Let's connect as we're connecting right now. Like this is
Yeah,
what I think hip hop is.
that's the truth, man. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a blessing to kind of also give back to the community as well.
Absolutely. And that's
That's
that's my that's my next goal. I want to
yeah,
be able to get more involved, do things for the kids.
yeah,
I think Richmond Hood Company, they do a lot down there
yeah.
that that's pretty dope at the skate park.
Yep.
Um,
R.I.P.
and
to the skate park. Unfortunately, they're no longer with us, but we've had
yeah,
many epic evenings there.
yeah,
And shout out to Richmond
yeah,
Hood. They were one of the
yeah.
first
Shout out to Richmond
stores
Hood.
that ever showed me love.
That's what's up.
And
They
they
took
yeah,
independent artists, right?
yeah, they go hard, man. And yeah, great they're a great group and company to be around if you want to do good for the community and know what's going on in it. And yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, bro,
Yeah, I met the.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I met the owner at I don't know, Marco D'Angelo's another big brand out here in Staten Island. And I met the owner there and we kind of chopped it up at
Mhm.
his launch party. And it was really inspirational, being around
Oh
people
yeah.
that feel the same way as you. I think that's a pretty dope feeling.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, shout out to him. I know he's in the West Coast, but
Yeah,
he's still
my
planted
boy.
in the East too. Um, I
Yes.
should have him on the show now that you bring him up.
I
Um,
was actually going to recommend that. And when we spoke earlier, yeah, Marco, absolutely, man, self starter. He's a hard, manifesting. He believes in
yeah.
manifesting, putting the work out there, putting the positive vibes. These are the people I like to associate myself with, and I've known Mark for almost 20 years.
Nice.
Yeah, well, he was at his first barbershop, but he could talk about that.
That's real, man. And your homies with one of my first childhood friends.
Oh, Eric,
Yeah, bro. He's one of my
that's
first
my brother
childhood
right
friends.
there, man. He's actually one of my models for Deem. He did really well. Yeah,
Literally,
him
like
and my brother are really good friends.
we go back to pre-K. That's how far we go back. Of just
Wow.
we didn't always hang out, kind of after
Hmm.
pre-K, but just like we go back. Like he was one of my like
Yeah, you
first
guys know
friends
each other.
ever.
That's what's up.
So
That is
shout out to him. He
crazy.
always shows so much love, and his whole family are they're all
Absolutely.
sweethearts. They're such nice people. My mom will still talk about his family. Like, I remember his family. They were so kind
Oh,
to us.
that's beautiful, man. See, when you leave an impression on someone like that, that is a beautiful thing. I think that my ultimate goal in everything that I'm doing right now is to leave a mark in this world and make an impression on people's lives. I think
Yeah,
that's the way I feel about everything that I go about in my life. Everyone's you're chasing the bag, you're trying to get rich. No, if you're chasing the bag, you're never gonna get the bag. It's got to be passion. You got to believe it. You got to manifest it. Believe that it's gonna happen, and that's it. I think that's Eric is like that, and that's why we kick it so well. Like the
yeah,
people that he brings around, like everyone that I met through Eric, they all got the same vibe. Mark got the same vibe, and
yep.
that's a really good thing.
Nah, man, that goal is that's an amazing mission to have, bro. It's like
Absolutely, absolutely. My
the
father tells me all the
the
time. He's like, "What you want to do, Lewis, you have to understand. Like, not a lot of people get that. It's a blessing and it's a curse because it's not easy
of course.
to to get that. So I think speaking through my fashion, hopefully I resonate that feeling to people.
Yeah. We get a chance to really tell our story, talking or not, so it's dope to actually talk to you. We've always exchanged social media love, but like it's really nice to hear your values,
Absolutely.
and what you want to do and what matters to you and what you want to do, like your life mission, that's everything, and the interactions that we have with people, those are the most, I feel like those are the most important things that we have, like
Absolutely.
that like when I look back, because I literally journal like every day now. Like I started it a few months ago, and most of my best memories are they're all interactions. It's just like, hey, I had him on this show. We were talking about this. Oh, I went to the museum with this. I had dinner with this one. But like it's on us to collect those things. And I was showing you earlier like, oh, I got this baseball card. I got this, but like we got to collect moments. That's right?
Yes.
Like I'm all for
Exactly.
collecting a cool toy or whatever, but like let's
The
collect
moments are gonna
moments.
last more. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not in some spiritual sense, but I also feel like the memories that we collect and the people that we connect with is what we're gonna, is all we have at the end
Yeah.
when we're done. We're gonna remember all the memories and the people we met and this conversation right now. Like these
Yeah.
are the things that we're gonna remember. I think that's important to build with people and I'm in sales because I like to meet people. I like to talk. I like to kick it.
Yeah.
I like tell me your story, tell you my story. Like that's sort of how I kind of like things.
Bro, it's the exact reason why I do this show. And trust
And
me,
I love it.
to do
I
a
love
show,
this. This is so dope.
to do a show now, it's like I've seen a lot of people, they've come and gone with shows, and I was like, and I get disappointed. And I'm like,
Mm,
and for me, when I do these shows, it's like the moments of just talking to people is actually what I need in life. So like my guests don't realize this, but they're actually like helping me because I'm like working
that's
all
dope.
alone all day. I'm in my own
Right.
little zone, locked in my studio, and then I finally get to talk to people. So, bro, I
Yeah,
could I could give a shit if I get 0 views or -3 views,
it's
or
a
it costs,
passion.
bro.
You do it for your passion.
It's a healing, yeah, and it actually it does a lot for us to just talk, and it's crazy, bro. I actually realized like even when I talk to other people now, like in life,
Mhm.
I'm better at talking to people, and I'm like, yo, I wasn't always this good at
Yeah,
talking to
yeah.
people, and I was like, oh, shout out to the show, like the show's helped me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
'Cause
shout out to Type 88, shout out to you for doing this because this is a beautiful thing. Like I think that, being able to connect like this is really nice.
yeah,
And it's also in a sense therapeutic for the person you're talking to.
yeah,
Because sometimes people just want to be heard or at least acknowledged, like and it's
real
pretty
shit.
dope. I think it's a really cool thing.
I appreciate that, my dude. I appreciate that, my dude. So
Definitely, definitely.
maybe you could tell us like what's next, or maybe like what are some of your dreams and goals? Because I know you told me, your what your mission is in life, but like what are some of
Right, right.
you've done a lot, you got an awesome, got a great family, you got your crib, you got dope job, following your dream, like what other dreams do you have now? Because now you're kind of walking in a lot of them. What are some of your new ones?
Well, right now, definitely continue pushing my brand, raising awareness to Staten Island, like we were talking about earlier. That's been like my focus.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I don't know if I told you, but on my hats, I also have I have written just a reminder that the forgotten borough, because I kind of feel like were forgotten. You made things very clear to me just earlier about how people tried to make it happen. But when I say forgotten borough, I'm not only talking about venues and vendors or anything like that. I'm talking about corporations, big businesses.
Yeah.
Why we don't have any big businesses out here where people can find jobs that can't leave the island? I've seen people coming from Brooklyn and Queens to go to the Amazon over here, but
Yeah.
I don't think they will be able to afford to live out here working at the Amazon. So they always have to make that commute. So what
Yeah.
about the people here in Staten Island that want to be able to have the American dream, a home,
Yeah.
raise a family? Where are the big jobs for that? Why we don't have any big corporations here?
That's
It
real.
just me thinking sometimes. Sometimes everyone says, "Oh, you get a little too political." I don't think it's political. I just
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like why we don't have that
No, that's real, man. And I think it goes back to, the name of the brand, Deem, like community. So like
community.
my words to anyone that's like kind of not struggling, but like maybe they're not like they're two people they're pulling in maybe a little less than 100 a year combined. They got a kid or two. Like, all right, now you're down to like 40 after the kid.
Right,
Then after
right
that,
after the kid, boom.
or maybe 60, and then after rent, you're at like 40.
Hmm.
But I think there's still a way to do it. And it may seem super far fetched, but
Hmm.
I think it, I think a lot of people, from what I see, they have huge, huge dreams, but then the resources aren't matching. Like how you said,
Very
you're
true.
like, yo, I want to have a $90,000 job house, but
Right,
we only have 60 and we got two kids, but we're going to do it anyway. And then it like runs into trouble. But it's like,
absolutely.
where's I feel like there's this humbleness of like eating humble pie for a decade of being like, all right, yo, let's throw the grandparents in the basement, not in a like just throwing
I
them
see
in
what
the
you mean, though. No, no, I got you. I
like, yo,
got you. I
they
totally
got the
got you.
basement,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
2 bedroom down there. We got this, and then we got our cousin upstairs. And this may not seem perfect, but yo, everyone throws up 800 a month, bro. You got
That's a
four,
dean.
you got 4 Gs coming in.
Yeah,
Now you're able to handle it. The cousin upstairs, maybe he's just handy. He fixes the stuff. Now you're making a community of what you're
yes. You're
doing.
making a dean.
That
Absolutely.
that would be my advice to like, cause me, bro, like I'm not the biggest money maker, but I know how to save. I know how to be resourceful. I know how to, and it's just that education. So it's like, yo, if your cousin doesn't know and they're out buying every J, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I
Yeah.
try to tell them like, yo, you're buying every J. You're 32. When you're 42,
It's yeah.
you have 40 Js. Do you have 40 Gs? Does it match up?
Yep. You're
Do the
right.
J's equal G's, or are they just a rotation? You may have the next hit song, but what if you don't? And not that I don't believe in you, but sometimes it's good to plan as if you don't have the next hit song, even though
Right.
you
A
may have it
plan
in your
B.
pocket. Because when you're 40, you got the 100, the 250, because you were thinking
Right.
about it when you were 20. And like, I'm gonna do a whole thing, like my biggest fear for the artists of today. And I'm going to talk about
Hmm.
finances. I want to talk about Roth IRAs and how come no one's, not too many. A lot of the kids I talk to nowadays, they're almost 30. They got 40
Hmm.
J's and 0 G's. And there's no
Is it
dividend.
with investments though? Like, are they looking to sell it? Because that became a big thing.
No, they're using it as,
Resale market.
that's
Oh, if
true.
they're
That's
wearing
true.
it, then
They're using it as
yeah,
rotation, as swag, which I think is okay. But yo, what are you going to be in 20 years? Like, just think a little
right.
bit
What's the
ahead.
plan?
and just put,
Yeah.
even if it's 200 a month, and like, even if we got mom upstairs, us on the top level, and my grandparents at the bottom, all of a sudden you got a crib right now. But then it's like saving, credit. There's all these other things. So like,
Yeah.
we got to educate our family and friends, because I was with someone earlier.
Absolutely.
They didn't know the difference of a credit or debit card. And I was like, yo, like, there's benefits and disadvantages to both. Like, so
Yes.
you got to know at least, that way you can make the right decisions.
And
Sorry, I
that's
went on
where,
a rampant
no,
rage,
no,
but I'm very
not at all.
passionate about
You
this.
you hit some very passionate spots, and I think that's important because, yeah, as our kids grow, I think it's important to know that stuff too. Because I was the guy that was buying Jordans 2 weeks ahead of time and paying $200 just so I could have it before everyone else.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking at, I didn't take care of them. I destroyed them. I was never able to sell them again, and it's just, it's little things like that. Like my nieces right now, they're collecting, going in. My brother's like,
Yeah.
you guys are always buying sneakers, and I'm saying to them, keep them clean. If you're gonna collect, you still living with pops, which is great, saving money. But if you're gonna collect, take care of them because it can be a resource down the line.
It could be an asset for you, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I don't, they don't always listen to Theo, but I try.
Of course. No, no, it's
Don't be me. Don't be this guy that was buying them 2 weeks before, and they're gone now.
but it's true. It goes back to community, like being there for
Yeah.
your people, and just being like, I've literally had to tell people like, yo, they come to me like, yo, I don't know what to do with this bonus I just got. I don't even know how to open a brokerage account. And I'm
Wow.
like, yo,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you work for a bank. They didn't teach.
Wow.
I was like,
He works for a bank. Oh,
I'm
that's interesting.
like, yo, you work for a bank, but I got you.
Right. Right.
I got you.
Yeah, I got you
And
anyway.
look, you just click that button. It says open a brokerage account.
Oh, the bank.
We got you.
Or you can easily just get a Robinhood account and just start investing. Move it
But
around.
but there's like, there's these fears, which I understand, and then there's these like walls, because I know a lot of people whose generation before them completely baffled them. They there was no education money wise. It was just like, oh, we have it. We don't have it. And even if they
Right.
had it, mentally they were
They
like,
weren't
oh, I don't
investing
have
it.
it. Even though they
Yeah.
had it, they've just been trained to think they don't have it, no matter how much more they make. And it's just, and I'm like, no, no, I love it. And I've literally had to like coach people and back into the game. Like, no, no, look, if you just
I think it.
automatically invest, you don't
Yeah.
even have to think about it. Like, you don't have to
Exactly.
think like on the 14th at 4 p.m. Like, what if you're busy? You're gonna forget. But if you're automatically doing it, you set a new
It
standard, and it's like,
becomes right. It becomes like a routine.
yeah,
Um, I this is what I tell my kids. I said, if you're not investing, you're not doing the right thing right now. My two of them, one of them is working. My daughter's home with her children, but my son is working, and I'm like, Louis, I hope you're investing because my father didn't tell me to invest when my father was straight by the book, do the job, go
yeah,
home, pay the bills, that's it. That
yeah,
was his mentality. Keep your head down and just do the job, plow through. Um, Me and my brother, we started seeing things a little different. People talk. Oh, especially working on the trading floor. I heard all about investing. I heard all about, bonds and stocks and everything. So it made me aware. So I took that knowledge and try to like spread it to my people and
yeah,
especially my children. So you should be investing. You
yeah,
should be investing. You got a job. You're if you're over, I think under 21 actually, but at 21 you should already be investing your money into
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Find something. Cryptos. Go crazy on cryptos right now if you want. Like it. Invest. You shouldn't be investing. Not in J's.
Yeah.
Unless it's an investment. I don't know.
Yeah, nah, and I t- and it's tricky, right? Because it's like, who do we know that has done this? So
Right.
what's worked for me? Well, I kind of was fortunate. I met some. I was with someone early on in life, and it was very powerful in terms of investing and learning
Okay.
certain things, right? So that gave me an advantage. And then I didn't get in debt. I didn't do this. But like a young
Smart.
person jumping in the arena, because then it's like you go on IG and you're like, oh, the new NFT, $4,000, and then like a kid does that, and then they lose it, it burns them, right? Like, so
Absolutely.
so it's like educating them in a way like, yo, you got 4,000, but you got bills for the next 4 months. Like, so it's like
Exactly.
you have to train, and it's like consistently like building muscles in people's minds, right?
Absolutely.
So just got to keep being there for them. And I'll tell people exactly what I do. Like, my friend was like, "Yo, I just got some silver coins. We're keeping it in the closet." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, that may or may not work." That was
Right.
$50. Like,
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
wish you nothing but the best, but I was like, "Yo, you do this Roth IRA, put it right here, 50 a month. They're only 7 years old each. You're gonna have this
Wow.
much." And to even say that to them, they were like baffled, because there's like no way.
Mm.
Like, it's either I put a coin here and it turns into a million, or I'm broke. And it's like, no, no, there's actually a really happy in between that's not
Right.
risky at all and consistent and very grandpa style. But when you're
Yeah.
60, you'll be like, oh shit, I remember I
I'm
spoke to
glad
that
I
guy
did
Noodles.
this.
I remember that pizza slice with noodles. I didn't know that $3 would turn into a million, because he gave me some jewels.
That's an
And
awesome feeling. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes you got to drop them little gems on them, Here we go. Learn this, learn that, learn this.
yeah. And bro, like now, as an older dude, you start to realize like the all the people who are doing very well are the most quiet people.
Absolutely. Not making
Like
no
the
noise,
like the
very low
dads I
key.
know, bro, and the guys that I know that got the most properties, they'll never post 100 on the gram.
No, they're not on the gram at all.
No.
Eh, and that's the truth. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need that.
Yeah, yeah. So
That
it's cool growing up and just kind of seeing that balance, right? Because you got younger people in your life, people that are older than you. We're kind of in the middle, and it's just we at the end of the day, bro. We could learn from anyone. You could learn from your kid about an
oh
artist.
yeah.
You
I
could
learn
learn,
from my kids all the time. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, thanks, guys.
yeah, bro. But yo, the dudes that are the most quiet, if you sit them down and you ask them a question, bro, they wanna help you, but they're not gonna be posting on IG, yo, I just closed on this new condo. Oh, I just sold this home in Brooklyn. Oh, I just got nah, nah, like, but if you know and you're respectful and be like, hey
Right.
man, I'm trying to buy a crib. What do I even do? Bro,
Yeah.
like my
Yeah.
friend's pops, bro, literally sat me down on the phone. I texted him the day before. He was like, hey, I'm ready now. I'm available now if you want to talk. I'm like, wow, like, bro, mad
It's good
game.
to yeah. That sometimes it's good to have that little angel in your corner. I say that's giving you that right information because you can get in a lot of trouble if you don't know what you're doing at
Yeah.
first, or at least lose a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah, man. It's cool. It's and just asking, an older dude or an older woman or anyone, just being like, yo, like, oh wow, we're in their home. Maybe I could ask my friend's mom what they had to do to get this home. And you'd be surprised. She's probably gonna tell you.
Yeah,
Like, yo,
yeah. Some people would be
we
open
worked
to that.
20 years, we saved this much. We lived off ramen noodles for 5 years. We were in the basement of our grandparents' crib. and we got it. We got it.
That's that is definitely oh, you can do it that way if but you have to be very strict. I
Yeah.
think that takes a lot of discipline to do it in that way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, no, I pray for all the young people out there, even people my age and old, anyone, just because the internet is good, but there's a filter over a lot of stuff. You see a thing
the
about
internet's
NFT, I've seen so
evil.
many people, and I'm bullish on NFT in terms of creating and being a
Okay,
creator. Um, I haven't really dipped into buying too many, but
I have a couple, but I wanted to do creating,
yeah.
but to create a whole portfolio, you know, that's a lot of work. I
Oh
looked
no, of
into
course,
it. I did
yeah.
look into it, and I was just like, can I focus on that and my brand and
It's
all the things that I'm trying to do? I was like, that's a little too much. So I
it's
just bought NFTs.
Yeah, yeah, nah, I feel you, bro. I bought a bunch from artists I love and people I or just cool ones. I probably haven't spent more than 20 on one, $20,
Nice. Good
and just
job.
just cool ones. And you'll see, we got some stuff dropping very soon. Very,
Oh, I'm definitely investing. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm
but
excited. All right.
but anyone out here that's watching this, yo, like do your research, and don't put all your egg in one basket. Like, don't be like, yo, I got 10 G's, I'm gonna buy this one NFT, and this will change my life. Like, this is my
Spread it.
advice. Yo, you don't want
Spread it.
one decision to affect many more for many years. Like, oh, you know what I mean? So
Very
like,
true. Very true.
just be
Dropping
care.
gems right now. That's perfect. That was a great one right there.
I was just with my boy the other day, and he was like, bro, like, oh, I got some ETH. They paid me ETH to
Okay.
work to do this gig. And I was like, oh, dope. I said, oh, what's in your retirement account? Like, bro, he's like 25, right? This kid.
Okay.
So he's not thinking on that. But I'm like, bro, like I said, bro, ETH
Mm.
has been here 3 years. I was like, think of Apple. How many years have
Yeah,
they
I
been
think
here? Like
exactly. Yeah.
it may not sound super weird, which we all love, but like, bro, I don't know, like looking. I saw this interview with Warren Buffett, bro. I'm like, once we kind of talk about finances, and there was an interview. I recommend it to anyone. The Jay-Z and the Warren Buffett interview.
Ooh,
They get
okay.
interviewed together, and bro, just hearing a dude from the streets and then a dude who just it has the same
The
routine, bro, and buys
second
this.
richest man in the world, or what, third richest, something like that.
Bro, just hearing them, like, this is an
Hmm.
interview I would play multiple times because he literally he's not going to tell you like, yo, buy this at this moment, but
No, no,
they both give you frameworks of how they both approach the game, and
how they operate.
there's
Yeah.
so many gems inside their framework. And like Warren says it, bro, and I'll share it. He's like, I just thought about companies that made the world a better place and that we couldn't live
S-
without.
Smart.
And I was like, yo, this is like those two little things is all, and that's kind of been how I look
That's
at things.
those are the companies that are moving right now.
I was
Those are
like,
the
could I live
ones.
without this? Isn't it making the world a better place? And I'm not gonna tell people what to buy, but like, yo, like that to me, hearing him say that, I don't get too risky. I don't get. I'm like, oh, if I get this, it'll turn into a million. Like, I'm like, no, like,
Yeah.
does it make the world a better place? And could we live without
Okay.
this? And and bro, like Apple, I don't think I could live without it. I'd be fucked
No,
up. I'd
you
be
can't live
messed
without
up.
Apple. Yeah. I don't think we can live without Apple ever again.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
world will be messed up. Absolutely.
So that's
That's interesting. I like that. That's made me think about that one.
yeah, yeah, bro. Warren and Jay, man, that was a good one. But
I'm gonna check that out after this.
Yeah, yeah. But I could talk about this, but when you said community, bro, it just hit me on so many levels. I started talking about how families could buy homes even though they got
I
no
know. I was
money.
like, okay, this is interesting. Nice.
But
But that's the type of word it is. It
yeah.
can do that,
And bro,
and that's what I wanted.
you're gonna do it, bro. And you're here. You're making it.
Thank you.
It's I try to tell people, I'm like, yo, like a lot of people when they look at their dreams, when we look at it, it looks like 75 plus 7 divided by 4 times 73 plus 6 take away -2. But I'm like, yo,
Right.
try to look at it as 1 plus 1 if you can. Like, I
Mm,
know it's hard because you're looking at
okay.
it in so many ways, but I always try to tell them, like, try to look at it as 1 plus 1. And there's like, it
Okay.
depends what it is, but it's like, all right, I want to become a nurse, go to school for nursing, study your ass
Right.
off, 1 plus 1. But
I get it. Yeah.
if you take out that other one, the work your ass off studying, you don't get it. And
Very
it's,
true.
you know the goal, and then most of the other one is normally mad work, and then you get to 2.
That's when. Right. You get to two at that point.
So I
That's
try to
a. That's a
it's
good way to look at it.
yeah, yeah, it's easier for me to say, but I try to tell them, like, yo, don't overthink it. Just start doing a bunch of just start doing a bunch of shit. Like, the
Yeah.
minute you start doing a bunch of shit, there's these ripple effects. Things start bouncing back.
Falling into place.
You
Yeah.
start hitting your head like, oh shit, damn, no one bought anything. Why? Oh, that's why. Oh, okay, boom, I'm gonna do it different. But when you don't do it, you're just wondering, like, well, what's going on? But when you're doing and doing and doing, evaluating, studying, learning, talking to people about the game, getting game, you're
You
learning.
got to do your research. You got to do your
Yeah,
research on whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. Do the research.
yeah,
Because you're gonna learn a lot more, and even if you don't use it, it's still knowledge that you might need down the line, or something that someone else might need. Who knows?
yeah,
When you're spreading the knowledge to someone else, it might work for them, and it might have been something they needed to know. So I think doing the research is the most important.
yeah. It's I never look back and I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't learn that. Right? Like you never do you
No,
ever look
knowledge is
back and
power.
like, yeah, you never look back and be like, oh damn, I wish I didn't learn that. You're like, I wish I learned that
Yeah.
sooner.
Yes. Yes. That
Right?
is it. You were dropping so many gems. I'm just like, damn, he just keeps hitting them. I'm like, all right, let's smack that one right out the ballpark. I wish I learned it
Right?
sooner. Absolutely.
Right?
Knowledge is power, and I wish I learned it sooner. That
And
is so
how
true.
do you learn? How do you learn, bro? Like what was kind of you learn from doing shit? Like going out, trying to get a
I
job.
learned I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I was one of those guys that learned the hard way because I didn't do my research in the beginning.
Mhm.
I just went blind in, like, yeah, I'm gonna be a superstar right now. Boom. Yeah, I even did
Mm.
music. I don't know if we even spoke about that.
No.
I was managing a hip hop band for 2 years. I have an album on YouTube.
Nice.
Vanilla. Yeah, the group is called Burbulence, and the album's called Vanilla Sky. If you ever want to check it out, it's a hip hop video. It
Sick.
never took off, but
Yeah.
it was just one of those things that I didn't do the research. I just went blind into it,
Yeah.
and that cost me. It hurt a lot, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I learned.
And you learn
That's
from
another thing.
yeah, yeah.
Learn.
It's so many, but it's crazy, right? Because you were doing it with the ambition, like, yo, I'm gonna go for
Yes.
this, and it sucks, but it's also good that we have to learn a lot of the time that way, because in the
Agree.
beginning you were like, oh, maybe you didn't know you had to do the research, and you were just so
No,
passionate and you were hungry and you were like, yo, this is what we got to do, but you learned, right? And it was like, it's learning is everything, bro. It's just, I
you
feel,
learn.
learn forever, right?
You learn through experience and putting yourself out there. I think I kind of like threw myself out there. It, I think I learned more that way because I was just sort of in the moment. Like, I
Yeah,
just gotta get. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. And then when it doesn't go the way you want it, is the ones you're gonna remember the most. Now, I'm not gonna do that again.
yeah, yeah.
That is, you learn through experience, and just put yourself out there, and don't be afraid. Manifest
Yeah.
everything in life.
So,
Really believe that.
for someone who bumped their head, who fell down 8 times and got up nine, how do you
Hmm.
what did you tell yourself, or what would you tell someone that just fell down and now they're trying to get back up? Like, what would you tell them? Because, like, after you fall, you're like, oh shit, like, damn, who do I trust? I got no money. Where do I go? Like, what do you do? Because, like, when you fall, a lot of people fall really hard. So what would how did you get back up?
I follow my passion. I kind of feel like, and I love this saying: you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's probably my favorite saying in life.
Yeah.
Um, take chances. Take a shot. Believe in yourself. Before anyone's gonna believe or buy into you, you gotta believe in yourself. And I've taken a lot of slaps, whatever I've been knocked down a million times. But my brother said it best on my 40th birthday. Um, we were down the shore to celebrate my 40th birthday, having a great time, right? I like to run into the waves and jump into them. And at this moment, they got me on video. I'm running into the wave, and the wave just crushes me. Bam, knocks me down. And I get back up
Oh
and
shit.
I go at it again. And my brother in the video, he says, that's my brother Lewis. Life just keeps
Mm,
crushing him, but he doesn't give up. He just keeps going for his dreams.
that's
That is the kind of attitude or passion you're gonna need to pursue a dream. If it was easy, we all be doing it,
yeah.
right? This is hard work, and you got to remember, you got to keep taking shots, and you're gonna get knocked down 100 times before you get that one time is all you need.
That's so real, bro.
That's the way I feel.
I love that. Thank you.
Thank you,
That was
because
I
I
saw
always want to say that.
I like need that poster of like you getting hit by the wave, but then your hand like through the shit,
I'll send you the video.
like the Undertaker, like come.
It
That's fire.
was pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, my brother keeps me grounded. He's always, you know, he's definitely that guy that's always like, Lou, you got this. It's gonna be hard, but you got this. And when he put
That's
that in the video, I was just like, wow, that was pretty dope.
that's amazing, bro. That's powerful. So for
Yeah.
anyone that wants to, follow your journey, find the merch, connect with you, what's the best way to tap into everything you got going on?
Well, I'm on the gram, Deem Clothing, Deme Clothing Company. Um, you can catch me there. I'm on Facebook. Deem is there as well. TikTok. I also got Dean there. Just across all all social medias, definitely. And look for me, and I'm out there too. I'm in these streets. I'm out there talking to people, pushing my knowledge, connecting. Like I said, I love to connect. This is just what I do. You know,
Yeah,
it's just something I love to do.
bro.
Whether if it's the clothing or not, I just want to chop it up. You know.
Bro, it was just so really. It was so dope to hear about your roots growing up in the BX, hearing about fatherhood, the music stuff, so many different parts about you, bro. That I'm really happy I got to learn about with this show, and I'm excited to see what you do next, and you're always welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I had a great time. I learned a lot from you, and thank you. Yeah, and those little gems you were dropping, I'm gonna be thinking about them all night, man.
You
Definitely.
said community in Greece, so I was on and running. But yeah, man, keep up the amazing work. From fatherhood to styling, and making Shaolin less forgotten to soon, to always be
Yeah,
remembered. So
yeah. That's the goal, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Type 88. This was awesome, man. Love to everyone. Thank you.
so for anyone tuned in, my guy dropped some gems. He painted a visual about the wave hitting him and just getting right back up. And that to me, I think
Exactly.
no matter what I'm going through, I'm gonna think of that and be like, all right, I'm gonna get right back up.
Exactly. That's how you approach life, man. Just get right back up.
So we, for everyone tuned in, make sure to hit the subscribe, connect, so you get to meet dreamers every week. We are on YouTube and Spotify every week, and then we are on Maker Park Radio once a month. So we got a little something coming from all different angles. You get to meet dreamers from all over the world, who brought their dreams to reality. And you know the words, but don't stop dreaming. And when I say dreaming, I mean going for it. The wave hitting you, getting back up,
That's right.
finding a
Get
way,
back up.
and keep going and go all in, and it's possible. So
That's
once
right.
again, brother, thank you. You're always
Thank
welcome
you.
back.
Thank you. Manifest your dreams, man. That's my last thing. Just keep manifesting.